Hello comrades, welcome back to Jacob's Custom Gunworks. Today I have a real quick range report video for you involving both of the Krink and the 300 Blackout and the AK-101 and 5.56. We'll go ahead and start with the Krink. I did try to take these videos while I was shooting today, and the weather did break and it was nicer weather, but the wind did pick up here and it was terrible. And when I went to go rewatch the video, I just wasn't going to upload that, so tabletop we have for you today. Anyway, so with the Krink and the gas systems, and that's what this video is more pertaining to, is the KNS gas systems that are in these guns. I ran 30 rounds through each firearm, and with this one, I started with that KNN gas system 5 clicks open, and I'll show you what I mean by that. This gas system is from my AK-105, and this is fully open. So what you do is you twist this collar here, and it'll actually open it. As you can see the little hole there. And then if you move the collar forward, and it just clicks, it'll close the gas system. So what you do is you run it all the way forward, and then you start backing it off to dial your gas load for whatever you're going to do, if you're going to suppress it, or if you're just trying to dial for whatever load you're shooting. So that's how that works. Anyway, so with this guy, started 5 clicks open and noticed that it was short stroking immediately. It would not run the bolt and the bolt carrier all the way back like it should. So I closed it 3 clicks and still had the same problem. It was better, but not great. Closed it all the way and it ran fine. So in that experience of 30 rounds, which isn't a lot, and I will have to shoot more to break this firearm in better, my experience is with the 300 Blackout Krink, you probably do not need the gas system, the KNS gas piston. With the way that they have designed this particular gas system, there's an AR style gas tube and gas block underneath there assisting the guns, so of course you can shoot your supersonic and subsonic loads. You probably don't need that adjustable gas system, but I did it just so now you know. And with the 5.56 versions and the other versions to come out when they finally get to that point, it was probably going to be more beneficial for you at that point. And I could definitely see using it in the 5.56 variant, but not so much the 300 Blackout. Other than that, I was shooting supersonic Wolf ammunition. I want to say it's 145 or 149 grains, full metal jacket, and it ran fine. Of course, it's a AK, and shooting steel through them, they'll just eat them, but had a good time with that. Did take the optics off both guns for obvious reasons, so I could get to the dust cover, and then, of course, take the gun apart, get to the piston, and dial it from there. So that's what we got for the Krink. On the AK-101, of course, again, I shot 30 rounds through these as well. This is a different story. This one I actually backed off 30 clicks. I generally start at 5 and then work my way back from there. And this one, it was flinging them to the ceiling out at the local range. And the ceiling there is probably 10 to 12 feet tall. So, yeah, that's just a little much. So, definitely overgassed. I dialed it down. By the time I got done, like I said, it was 30 clicks. And I was shooting about 4 or 5 feet with shell ejections. So, not bad. I did try 35, and that was almost too much, and then I started short stroking. And you'll feel the difference, of course, when you're shooting. You'll feel the bullet carrier and the whole mass. It does slow down a little bit, but you'll feel when it just kind of gets a little gritty and you know that you've got it too much. And then, of course, you're short stroke, and then it won't feed around. But 30 clicks for this was where my sweet spot was in this current configuration with this break and everything that you see here. Maybe different from other people, but it did definitely help. I am sure I'm going to have to redial this when the time comes when I put a suppressor on here, but for now, works just fine. One more thing that I did do differently with this AK-101 is I did switch the handguards out to these vented style. And I liked these just to cool the barrel down a little bit faster, so I switched them out from the original choke ones that I had on there when I made the first video, but it did cool it down pretty well. Granted, it was windy, so that'll help as well, but I like it. It does seem to work, and it did move my bipod forward just a little more. So, not a big deal, but worked for me. Anyway, that's all I got for you today, comrades. It's cold, and yeah, I'm going to go find a hot beverage to enjoy. Well, until next time, comrades.